And and we are back. Thank you all so much for joining. We have returned with more Slurpathon. We've got a very exciting game coming up here. But before we get into that, I do want to remind everybody that we do have a couple of incentives going on right now. We've got a bid war between two of the name. Let me see. It is the name death cards. If you want to name a death card for this run, you do have a little bit of time left to get yourself or to throw some money in and get yourself named. Right now, we have Stab Your Eye in the lead with $50, and Little Two Boy Little Toot Boy is in
Mm-hmm.
second place for $25. On top of that, we've got the goal of Spin Rhythm XD, which we are trying to unlock the extreme difficulty showcase, and that has yet to get any money. We need money in that. Please donate money. It would be great because then we get that. We do have some fabulous runners here as well. We have a fabulous runner as well as a couple of brilliant voices to accompany our runner. We've got Akimi, we've got G, and we've got Omax. So without delaying things further, I will let y'all take the wheel.
Alrighty then.
Hey there, I'm Omax. We've got G80K over here, and our runner is Akimokumi. Now, this run doesn't start right when you first play your first card. It starts at, and Akimokumi can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe it starts at the end of the tutorial.
Yes, it should be starting at the end of this tutorial section that is going on right now.
Yeah, basically it's you put me on a map and it says, you're lost in the forest, and that's basically when timer starts.
The timer starts on getting lost in the forest.
Yeah, sure thing.
All right.
Happens all the time.
Yes, this game is actually fairly interesting just to play it normally as well, but the speedrun is actually a sight to behold as well. So it's great times. So being able to see the speedrun is always fun to do because there's certain things that you manipulate with the speedrun that as you do in all speedruns, but in a normal game you're like, I wish I could do that more often.
Okay, I think so. When the map starts, it'll be probably go. So that's literally the next scene right now. So, 3, 2, 1. Oh no, go.
All right, so timer should start.
Yeah, whatever. I'm also like Brofar, where I casually speedrun quickly.
All right, and there, right off the bat, is actually an important thing to get is to get the adder, because it's a fast insta kill ability on it versus whatever other card would be showing up. Like there's certain things that you want to manipulate and get via the runs, and that is actually one of the things that you want to get to apply it to your death card, essentially, to then, if the death card shows up in this particular run that's coming up, that you're actually gonna go for the final boss. It's important for that. This is also one of the speed runs where you intentionally have to die twice, I believe, to work properly, because this game's a little bit interesting, because even with your first run is only just a it's still tutorial kind of, as more things get unlocked as you go through this.
Yeah, games developed by Daniel Mullins Games, published by Devolver Digital. Daniel Mullins' kind of shtick is like really heavy meta-narrative stuff and playing with player expectations and such. That isn't so much a major part of the speed run because that play factors more into the full game, and this is the Act 1 speed run.
This is Act 1. Act 1 speed run.
So don't worry if you like what you see. There's a whole lot more to this game to experience, and I don't think it's a particularly expensive game either.
No, it's not all that expensive, and also it tends to go on sale quite often these days. Whenever there's like a Steam sale or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I highly recommend this game as it has a wild story, and it's a lot of fun.
It also comes out on the Switch soon.
Oh, even better. All right, so here we see the first death. Again, this is necessary because you can't actually defeat the boss in your first run, I guess, of this. You do need to die because this is technically part of the tutorial. So this would be the first death card, which can be named.
So basically, top runner of what's currently there is what I'm going to be naming it. What is my name?
Your name is Stab Your Eye.
Ah, yes. I also do remember to stab my eye. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
That will make sense later.
Yes, it is actually kind of important. So much so to the point of if you don't stab your eye, bad times happen. It'll make sense.
Yeah.
All right, and there was a couple of things that happened in that run as well that happened very quickly. The safe combination was put in, but the safe wasn't really opened. That's because now on this run, you don't have to wait for the safe opening animation, so that ends up getting skipped. Similarly, in this one, a key will be put in a cabinet thing, but we won't watch the cabinet open.
Yeah, I also used all my items for this. If you want to explain that too.
Alright, so using up all the items, that icon that's coming up that looks like a bag, that is essentially when you go to that, you get a set of random items. And you're looking for some items in particular. If you can get those, then you can... It'll help with RNG manipulation going forward as well. Some of the things you're looking for is the Hoggy Bank, as well as the Black Goat, if possible. But that right there is the key card that we needed, which was the cockroach.
Yes. There's one of two, so we'll see what we get. There you go.
Okay, so we got the Black Goat, and wow, no Hoggy Bank.
Yeah. So Black Goat it is, and this is the part with the sigil manip.
So with this, essentially, there's some in-game chatter happening right now. This makes sense if you're focusing on the story and not speedrunning. But that right there is the sigil manipulation that has been done. So what you need to do is, before you die, you need to make sure to get whichever sigil, which is like the icon on the card itself, whichever one gets sacrificed. Essentially, you play it and then it dies, and whatever that sigil is will appear in your next run as one of the totem sigils, which are very important for the entire speedrun. The cockroach is one of the things that it's an undying sigil, which is useful to get that on your squirrels. However, getting the one off of the Black Goat, which is the multi-blood, I don't remember what it's specifically called, the sigil, but it allows you to sacrifice your squirrels for more powerful cards.
Okay, second one.
And now we have our second death card.
And we need the second name there.
This one's name is Little Toot Boy.
Yes, Little Toot Boy.
Little Toot Boy is unkillable. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
No one can kill Little Toot Boy.
You know what? That's pretty accurate for Little Toot Boy, because if it's from where I'm thinking of, it might have been from my run of the game. As in much later in the game, you can create your own cards very specifically, and to name those cards, you choose from a list of things, and Little Toot Boy was the name that I gave my little guy. He was quite good. All right, here is a set of puzzles. By solving these puzzles, you then get access to certain cards. And once you beat the top puzzles, the bottom puzzles unlock. For the speedrun, we only want the items from the bottom drawers, as the items in the top drawers are cards that just end up bogging down our deck, whereas the bottom ones, those are critical for the speedrun.
Yeah, obviously, like dead weight cards are gonna just add time because they're not gonna get played. For the most part, we want to keep our deck as lean as possible.
There you go.
And there we have it.
We have juicy squirrels.
Yes, our squirrels are now juicy. So since we sacrificed the black goat in the previous run, the sigil that was on the black goat appeared this time to attach to our squirrels. Now our squirrels are extra bloody, which means when we sacrifice a squirrel, you get more blood out of it, and you can get more powerful cards out on the field.
Yeah, this is a point where it's a lot more RNG, and I'm playing the game as usual.
You kind of have to just go with it as best you can.
Yeah, this is true deck building.
Now, there's a couple of things that happen there as well that I just want to mention. Is Akimokumi could have dropped another creature on the field to try and defeat the other one, but the main thing with these runs is you are just focusing on getting a just kill as close to as possible, so dealing as almost identical the damage that the enemy has left, which they have like 5 hit points. But it's on a scale, you can see it on the left-hand side there. But the reason why you want to get as close to a just kill as possible is because any more than that, the extra teeth start dropping, and that causes more time to be delayed. So you want to avoid that as much as possible.
Yeah. Also, hey, Hobby. Hobby says to the tune of Jetsa, are you gonna be my girl? I said, are you gonna be my squirrel?
Amazing.
I disappoint this trapper all the time. I don't give him money.
Yeah, in the normal run, you sometimes want to aim for like the golden pelt, and because that lets you trade in for much more powerful cards. However, with the speedrun, we're trying to keep it slim, direct, as focused as possible, and good times to be had that way. And there the wolf was powered up and is one step closer to being a one-shot kill, essentially.
Speedrunning a card game is interesting, especially one like Inscryption. I think a lot of people see games like this and think, oh, well, as long as you know where to play. Similar with like SRPGs and stuff like that too. People think like, oh, well, there's no like traversal, for instance, so that's got to make it easier. But then if you think about it, like, menuing can often be the hardest part of a speedrun, and this is functionally just all menuing and remembering puzzle solutions. So it can be incredibly difficult to do quickly, because you have to like take in, especially in the case of Inscryption, take in sometimes pretty vague information and make a snap decision really quickly. And you also have to remember to stab your eye.
Yes. I have a thing where I have to kill my caged wolf here, if I can actually get that done.
Right, yes. Kill the caged wolf.
Yep. And the caged wolf has shown up in hand because it is a thing that happens. And with that as well, he's gonna get sacrificed.
Yeah.
Thing that needs to happen, so it is all good.
And functionally, sacrificing the caged wolf basically just breaks the cage, right?
Yes, so sacrificing the caged wolf in game, it breaks the cage, and then a wolf appears in its place. But more importantly, outside of the card game itself, there is a puzzle that gets unlocked, and that puzzle then gives you access to the knife, which lets you stab yourself in the eye.
Which, again, out of context sounds bad, but it's something we want to happen.
Because then you get the cool stuff to show up.
Yeah, actually, Inscryption, even amongst speedruns, Inscryption's got some really great out of context things. You'll hear people talk about, like, stabbing yourself in the eye or killing the moon.
Yes, killing the moon seems to be a thing that it's like, oh yeah, you know, that's the thing that happened, and out of context, it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
In context, it's perfectly fine. It's all
It
good.
makes total sense once you see it, but if you don't know and you hear someone being like, I couldn't kill the moon, or I messed up on killing the moon, or I botched killing the moon, and all of a sudden it's like, what's going on? Are you like an Avatar villain? Like, why are you trying to kill the moon?
You know, it's just a thing we do. Akimokumi needs to make sure that also before getting the knife, you need to make sure you have a spot open for it as well, right?
No, I think it just goes over, but
You have 4 items?
I think the knife is special. Oh, whoops, I chose different. I clicked too fast. That's fine.
It's fine. It's okay. We should still be good. A little bit of a flub, but should be okay.
Yeah, these things happen. I mean, look up.
Wait, we definitely
Hey,
got
look, little two boy.
He's just a little
And-
boy.
That's where the death cards show up. So they can be handy in that sense. And also, this is where you can sacrifice a card for some potentially another advantage that you can get. So now that we've sacrificed the bullfrog, we start every combat, quote-unquote combat, with extra bone in our pool. And some of the cards require bones, whereas other cards require blood.
Also, Slurpy Ninja is pointing out that these are yet again more cards that we're not giving to that old lady in the quarry.
Oh man, that old lady. Man, they like to talk a lot. I forgot just how much these cards talk.
I mean,
The
they've been
stout-
stuck in the card for so long, that makes sense.
Yes, the stout in particular is very verbose.
When do you want to go grab the knife?
When I hit the end of Fish Boy.
Okay. Ooh, little 2-boy, you just got a big upgrade there.
Yeah. These
So
like
that sigil that we just added on allows little 2-boy to not attack the space directly across from them, but the 2 adjacent ones across from them, which means he gets to attack twice and can do 6 damage in 1 turn.
yeah, sigils are sort of like buffs in JRPGs, in that like if you're playing the game casually, you may not think about how potentially overpowered they are. Once you get into like the meta of the game, though, you realize that like a few good sigils on a couple cards, and that card just becomes, in some cases, literally unstoppable. Or at the very least, unkillable.
I'm just doing like
And-
bad strats. I will never use that ringworm, but it's specifically for something else.
Basically filtering down the deck as well, making sure that it is as slim as possible so you can get the cards you need.
Yeah, that's another thing with with the sigils and stuff there. If you can lose a dead weight card to permanently upgrade other cards, then that's a net gain for the whole run. Also, Hobby points out that the stout is the goat, except when you have the black goat, then that's totally different.
then you have the actual goat.
My color bros.
Oh, these guys are interesting. They show up throughout the game, and what they do is if you have two of the same card, and that's same card by name, not anything else. Like they can be completely different, but if they have two of the same card by name, they will take the two cards and splice them together to make a single stronger card.
Could you? You can't manipulate that by naming the death cards the same thing, can you?
I don't know. I've never actually had a situation where I've done that, so...
Just a thought.
That... Huh. I wonder. That would
Also,
be interesting.
Having a mycology bro is good RNG. I do remember in Akimokumi's practices, she had at least a couple runs where she didn't get mycology bros, and it was a bit of a time sink.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like obviously,
Mycology Bros, like as you can see, it created a 7/4 card, and 7 on a card is an instant kill on.
Yeah.
If you have an empty field to hit.
I also made him flying, so I didn't have to deal with that bad person.
Long elk.
I already have a sigil, so...
You have the death sigil?
I have a death sigil I need to sacrifice eventually, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd think that cutscene for the mycology bros would lose you time, but again, having a 7/4 wolf with flying is is going to speed up some of the battles significantly.
Yep, and also getting the knife. It's really important, trust me.
It's true. When I say we're going to need the knife for self-inflicted eye stabbings, I'm being dead serious. I mean, I'm also joking, but it's a dead serious joke.
Yeah, here we go. We're gonna grab the knife. So this is the escape room puzzle thing that happens. The caged wolf was actually in a cage earlier. When the cart broke, the cage in the cabin broke as well. And so when we come here, if we didn't have the knife in our inventory, it would have been filled up with a different item. So getting that knife is very important.
Thankfully, the knife doesn't occupy one of your 4 inventory slots. That's because there's a special place, and that place is in your eye. Your mic didn't pick that up, Aku.
Yeah, I'm purposefully dying here because I got really bad pull.
Which is a-okay, because we actually have 2 chances. Would you think, oh, okay, I have 2 chances. Maybe I want to hold on to those until I get to the boss. When you get to the boss, you get dropped down to 1 chance anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And always upsetting that guy, because he's all like, why don't you want my cards? And you're like, nah, it's cool, bro.
It's just that your cards are garbage. No?
And now we should start each time with 2 bones. There we go, 2 bones. Which gives us a little bit of flexibility. But with our 7/4 wolf, we punching people in the face real quick. And this is also where a little bit more of the random of the game comes in. As there's a bit of you know, just don't really know what's coming up, but just adapt to it as best you can. And try and get some quick kills in. But we have to get our high stab in at some point as well, so that's always the thing we need to remember. The Amoeba's an interesting card, but I don't know if it's good interesting.
Yeah, some cards will be in our deck pretty much exclusively so they can get sigilized.
Yeah. And there we stabbed our eye, and it gives us instantly 4 towards our weight, which, you know, helps us win the round. Now we can do eye. Now we see magic.
That might not be how that works in real life. Don't try that at home. Next time you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh with your friends, don't be like, haha, you've fallen for my trap, and now I stab out my eye.
I use the Millennium Eye. Wait a second, that's not how that works.
Got your Millennium Eye right here.
And these fires, potentially you can upgrade cards more than once, but it gets very risky at those points. I mean, like, if somebody wanted to gamble real hard, they could totally go for it. But I think it's like after 2, it can't upgrade anymore. But, yeah, it essentially allows you to upgrade a card. Now, in this run, they've all been attack upgrades, but sometimes they can be, what should we call it? HP upgrades instead. Oh, interesting.
I see you have one of the worst Shredder's Revenge bosses in your hand.
The squirrel?
Yeah, that's the one. No.
No, we good. I thought I made a mistake and then I forgot about Mantis.
No, you good, you good.
Yeah, this is probably the most iconic piece of music from the game, Hobby. Not just because of that one triple Q mashup with it.
And here we're having to deal with a wall of monsters, but there's ways around that. Like a wolf. And there we go. A bunch of extra teeth. There's a lot of teeth in this run. Oh. What?
I think I broke the game.
What happened? This has never happened before. I'm not even like memeing at this moment. Put child 13 out by sacrificing 2-boy?
Cool. I think I soft locked the game.
This doesn't happen. He's supposed to be like, oh, I lost, because he's lost.
Okay, how much is on the timer right now? 25?
25-ish minutes.
Man, I joked about how I was gonna have to do moon percent, but I might have to for the rest of this. Cool.
How did this happen?
He's just not exceeding defeat. He's just not accepting it. He's like, no, you didn't win. You didn't win.
He clearly...
Can you play a card?
I literally cannot, so...
Can't ring the bell or something again?
I can't. I'm pressing space. I'm pressing, you know, the thing. Yeah, nope. I literally can't do anything else.
Can you like flip the table?
I only have a hand apparently. Okay. Let's
What happens if you exit and relaunch? Is that what we're gonna have to do?
Worst case, oh, 3 minutes ago. Okay, sure. Let's try that. Might have to do.
See if this works again.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Not the worst, but I've never seen that happen before.
I've also never seen that happen before. And this game actually isn't that buggy. Like, I've never.
You can do
seen this
some
game
like
crash.
fun glitches, but yeah, it's a little too boy again.
Little two boy here to save us. Good.
Let's just hope that the trapper doesn't go, I'm not owned, again, and slowly turn into a corn cob.
Did you want me to read something out while we're catching up?
Yes, please.
Alright. So I am here just to give everybody a friendly reminder that Slurpathon is raising money for Extra Life, which raises funds for the Children's Miracle Network Hospital. Hospitals. Proceeds go to the Alberta Children's Hospital Foundation. Last year, Slurpathon raised $6,681 for Extra Life, and we are definitely working on trying to catch up to that, maybe beat that record. Any donations that can be made would be greatly appreciated and help us close the gap on that. We are also working on a couple. We are still working on the incentive for the extreme difficulty for Spin Rhythm XD. If you want to see that extreme difficulty, if you want to see that brutality, then definitely encourage you to donate some money, put it towards that incentive. We'd be very happy. We'd be so excited to see that happen if you could. I'll also take a moment to say that funds raised go to the Alberta Children's Hospital as unrestricted funds. This means the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars raised make the biggest impact possible.
Hey,
there we go.
He didn't break this time.
He didn't just randomly decide I'm not gonna die. He's straight up cheating last time.
I
That
have
was
to make
amazing.
big decisions now.
Alright, now this is the prequel to the final boss. This is where we have to get a couple of important items. Now, those glowing marks that you see, you would only see those when you got the special eye. So, this is one of the things we need from the clock. Well, technically two, and then there's another thing we can get from the clock as well.
I have the ringworm. It's good.
Oh, does it count?
It counts.
Oh, well then. There can be another thing you can get from the clock. You can get a ring from it, but if you have the ringworm, it satisfies the conditions as well.
Okay. I guarantee death on at least Stoat boy.
Yes, so now the stoat has the touch of death, so when it attacks something, it will pop it instantly, regardless of how much health it has.
Yeah. And by putting it onto the stoat, it guarantees that it'll actually come up into my hand right away because of a certain talk between the two cards.
Hobby is pointing out another great out of context Inscryption quote, which is, I have the ringworm, so it's good.
Oh, amazing. Yes. All right.
I don't think I have any of these cards. That's okay. We got the boon we really needed.
There's a couple of boons that you can get that are nifty and handy and useful. But the one that like is a critical help is the Magpie one, right?
Yeah, Magpie lets you search through your entire deck. Hello, Leshy.
Now we get to see Leshy in its full form. And this is the guy we were fighting the whole time. He's taking a sweet time setting up the fight, but
If you if you'd like, I do have a donation to read out.
Yes, do it.
We have a $25 donation from a supportive husbando. Thank you so much for the donation. Greatly appreciated.
we love our husbandos here.
It's true.
And waifus and NP's partners to be. I messed up.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Okay. Already messed this up.
Luckily, we can exit mid-fight and then start over again.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, you have your own rage quit.
I said I was casually running this quickly.
Oh, hey, we
What-
get a second chance at this.
Yep. Unless she isn't the only one who can just leave the fight and refuse to lose.
It's really handy to time travel. Maybe try for one of the different ones. That works, right? Yeah. Not the best, but whatever. We'll take it. All right. So this time going in, everything's going to go nice and smoothly, right?
Do
Right?
not press the space bar. Very fast.
Yeah. Yeah, don't get ahead of yourself. Don't like pre-menu. This isn't the quarry. Don't be holding the confirm before it comes up.
Oh, the quarry. That was such an interesting run as well. Everybody dying.
It's true.
And today here we plan to make the moon die.
Yeah. Take that, moon. No one can turn into werewolves if we kill the moon.
I mean, isn't that the whole thing? Destroy the moon, destroy the werewolves? Then they're just people?
Yeah. You can freeze in a freezer like any other people. Oh, this game's music is so good.
Yeah. Also, the wackiness of the whole story of this game is very interesting, and as fun as the speedrun is as well, I highly recommend checking it out and diving into see essentially what the rest of the story for this game is as well.
Agreed. Avi is pointing out that destroying the moon did work out for Piccolo. And Geist is pointing out also Master Roshi. And I don't know what he's talking about. I believe that was Jackie Chan who destroyed the moon. It's a character, but it's not Master Roshi. Can't hear you, Aki.
I lost my chance to kill the moon real well, but let's see how
No
this
quick
goes.
kill on the moon. And what about
Fine.
the tides, guys? What about them?
We still have other options to go forward with. Ooh, that hurts.
This is a weird,
mean,
weird
yeah.
stalemate, actually.
Yeah, this is a very weird stalemate.
check the names to see if we have any Steam friendos on there.
I mean, Stab Your Eye showed up.
It's true. Stab Your Eye did show up.
But other cards like Casey and can't tell the other card across from Lewis. Yeah, Lewis and Casey are default cards that are already in game.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's story reasons.
But this game does use your like Steam friend database for stuff, right? Like I know.
Yeah.
Coney Island did that too. It's the same dev.
It definitely does that a few times later on. Early on, it's not as big of a thing. And with that, we go into the final phase.
This is why I put an extra estimate on this, because I was pretty sure this Leshy is going to be a big pain in the butt.
I mean, you're still good. You're still good.
Weakening my moon by making it stinky it makes no sense. Moons don't have a sense of smell.
Well, that's our "you stabbed me" moment from this game. It really hurt.
So because we made the moon stinky, it can't fight back.
As we all know.
So normally the moon attacks every card you have in the field for 1 damage, and it's sad times. But because we made the moon stinky, it couldn't fight back, and then, that's what happens. And even Leshy was confused by that.
That line of dialogue was added in a patch, right?
No.
Did
I think that was always in there.
Oh,
There's
okay.
an extra mode that that you can play through, which is called Casey's mod, which
Right. Casey's mod doesn't let you do that, right?
yeah. So in Casey's mod, when you get to this fight, when he brings out the moon has powered up since. You can't insta-kill the moon, and you can't make the moon stinky.
Right.
The moon's just like, I'm a moon. I don't have a nose, so I can't smell. So therefore, you can't weaken me. And I'm a moon. You can't insta-kill me, cause I'm a moon.
Alright,
true.
time ends when I grab the new
card.
game icon.
Yeah. It's not yet. No, Lesh is attacking us. Time.
GG's.
Yay!
GG.
GG's.
Hey,
Not
who
the
could have
worst run.
predicted
I
something?
remember to stab my eye.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Who could have predicted the game being like, I just don't lose?
Yeah, that has never happened before. Well and truly.
A Slurpathon staple.
It's 100%.
Is amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, this is literally just Act 1 of the game, and Act 2 and Act 3 are actually very, very different in respects of the deck building. Also, if you're just like, why are we recording this? Well, it was me playing a person who was recording himself playing a game called Inscryption. So, and there's a huge, massive ARG component to that too, which is also really, really great. There's actually a documentary, or someone made a video in regards to how the ARG worked for this game as well. And of course, this is a really awesome game if you like deck building and intrigue. This is definitely a game to play, and it goes on sale quite often.
Crazy lore.
No, the lore is absolutely insane. It definitely revolves around secret spooky.
Yeah, if you're a streamer, this is a great game to play on stream, just because the audience engagement is always really really high because it's such a crazy game and because of the kind of meta narrative stuff going on. So
And it's just a ton of fun too.
it is. It's just a really good card game on top of everything else.
Okay, I
Yeah.
believe I was 5 minutes. Maybe we're back on track. Or less back on more back
Yay.
on track. Yay! Anyways, thanks again for tuning in and enjoy the rest of the runs. Leave it to you, Malieve, to bow us out.
Sounds good. I will quickly read out a couple of donations that we did get during your final bout with the moon. Directional Pad donated $50, and Kesey Mac donated $10, saying, "Let's go! Please put my donation towards Spin Rhythm." Thank you all so much for watching this run. Tune in just a pinch of a moment as we will be resuming with tennis on the NES.
Yo, let's go.
See you in
Let's
a
go.
bit.
Bye.